Welcome back to Mr. JDM. I am Mr. JDM, and in today's video we are going to swap the water pump and remove all the timing cover and all that stuff. So it's pretty simple. We just got to get the wheel off and the harmonic balancer off, and then everything else is pretty easy. So let's get started. Alright, now we need to get in here and remove this inner fender so we can have access to the crank pulley there. It's much easier when you can pull this stuff back because you're going to be working in there quite a bit. We're just going to push it down out of the way. It was already missing this piece right here that holds it up anyway. Alright, so next we need to remove the crank pulley, and I believe that's usually it's a 17, but it is a 19 on an Accord. Let's see if the impact will take it off. Doesn't seem like it is going to. All right, I guess we're gonna have to take stronger measures. All right, so we have our Honda crank removal tool, and we got it. We got another strong arm holding it from spinning. Then we have two extenders, our jack stand, and our other strong arm. I'm gonna take the piece from the jack and stick it on here to give me more leverage. All right, let's see if this works. This always makes me super nervous. I'm afraid something's gonna break and fly on my face. All right, that worked. So we got our crank bolt off. Now we can pull the crank pulley. I think we need to loosen the AC belt though. And so the AC and the alternator are on the same belt. The alternator, I guess we just loosen the tension and we can drop it down to pull the belt off. All right, so we have a 12 millimeter right down here under the alternator pulley. And we need to loosen that, and then we will be able to loosen the tensioner. Now we have this 10 mil right here. You turn this and it'll loosen the tension. And now we have a 14 millimeter right here that we need to loosen. All right, we got our belt off. Now we should be able to pull the pulley off. Let's get these belts out of the way. And this is a very important piece to put it all back together, so do not lose this. All right, so there are several 10 mil that we're gonna have to get out. There's one here, one here, one here, and I'm sure there's a few up top. And again, all your timing cover bolts will look like this. And this right here is the water pump. Much easier to see from the top. You just unscrew that, and then you have your two tensioner belts or tensioner pulleys right here. We will get those removed, and then we can get the head together and set the timing. And here we have our new Gates timing belt. We have our balance belt. We have, this one is the balance tensioner. This is the timing belt tensioner. And here's the water pump with the rubber O-ring or gasket. Well, that's pretty nice. And as you can see here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, because this one right here and the next one right there do not screw in to the block, so there's only 4 10mm bolts. Alright, so in order to get to this bolt on the water pump, which is right in there, so you have to remove the post mount, which really kind of sucks, but we're gonna have to do it anyway to get the water or the timing belt on. So let's get this removed. We need to jack up the bottom of the engine, that way we have something there to support it. Now we have a couple 14 mils underneath here to pull the post mount off. You're kind of in the way, so you're not going to be able to see. Alright, now we're able to get to this bolt right here from the water pump. Tell you what, I'm not a fan of working on the F-Series engines. It just seems like they're just a real pain in the ass. Right, so I was wrong about this one. I didn't realize it went all the way through, but it does. So you do have to remove that one. Now we should be able to pull the water pump off and kind of pry it, and there we go. And it completely missed my bucket. Completely missed the bucket. There is the water pump. It is a Honda water pump. There is a little bit of play in it too. Can't really see it, but you can definitely feel it. Alright, well, I'm going to get the water hose and spray out the coolant passages. I'm not really going to record that because it's going to make a mess, and so anyway, we'll be back. Alright, we got the water pump off and we flushed the system out. Nothing really came out of it except for like antifreeze. Alright, so I wanted to do a little bit more soaking in these areas with degreaser. The intake and the exhaust valves came out wonderful. So we're going to let this soak, and while that soaks, we're going to get the new water pump put back on, and yeah. So once I get that installed, then I will return. We got the water pump installed. Now we got to reinstall the post mount, and then we can, I guess the next step would be we need the head to finish the next step. So we're gonna do this, and after that, I guess the head. All right, so my camera died, and actually the camera on my phone is better, but the audio quality is not as good on my phone. But next, what we're gonna do is we're gonna get the it is the tensioner for the balance shafts and the timing belt. Basically sits like that, and then we have this bracket. Actually, this goes that way, this goes that way, and that goes in there. And then we have a spring over here and a spring over here. So that's how that goes. And it all connects to the shaft right there. That thing right there is where this bracket screws into. It's really quite easy. And then the spring connects to that thing over there, and yeah, it's pretty easy. I'll put it on there and I'll show you what it looks like afterwards. Alright, and that's how it goes. The spring goes from there to up there, then from here to up there. Pretty simple. Now I need to put the belt on, but I can't do any of that till I get the head on. And so we're going to focus on that, and we will finish this video up once I get the head together. Before we do the head, I'm going to go ahead and get the intake manifold all hooked back up, all the vacuum lines, electrical connectors, the brackets, all that stuff. Alright, we got our head gasket on there. Let's go ahead and put the head on. Alright, as you can see, the head is on. You know, I guess we can just bolt it down. One of the head bolts is longer than the rest of them, and I'm not sure which one it is. And it's longer by quite a bit. So, not sure. I don't remember when I pulled them out. One thing I did not do is I did not make sure there wasn't water in the holes for the head bolts. So I'm gonna have to pull the thing out again and blow out the holes where the head bolts go. Yeah, that was kind of ridiculous, but I didn't want to hook up my air compressor, and that worked. Alright, we got the head on. You know, we need to torque it down, get the intake manifold on, get the cam in, set the timing, and I mean, really, that's not a whole lot much more left once we get those things done. Alright, so I was editing this video and realized I didn't close it out, so here we are, closing this video out. I know it kind of abruptly ends, but my wife called and she was bringing dinner home, so I got cleaned up and just finished for the day. But yeah, we got the water pump done and we got the head on. You know, we're making progress. The car is very close to being done, and there should be only like 1 or 2 more videos left of this series. So anyway, thanks for hanging out with me, and I will see you all in the next video.